Welcome to Brooklyn, Michigan. A gorgeous day here at Michigan International Speedway. Activity has already taken place on track with the Sprint Cup Series, and now it's time for the Camping World Truck Series Michigan 200 final practice. Same idea as far as the sun being beaten down on the track.
Check out these three, Phil. They've been at it ever since they dropped the green flag for this practice.
Yeah, they were. Mike Skinner and Ron Hornaday just a few moments ago were side by side going down in turn number one. Colin Braun, who had just come on the racetrack, was trying to get with these guys, and that made a three-wide situation for just a moment there. Let's take a look back, Mikey, and watch this, Rick, and see what they got when they got down to turn number one. This is Skinner on the inside, Hornaday on the outside. You see Colin there, left of your screen for just a moment right there. Watch Hornaday. So, I might push up a little bit. I better give him a little extra room.
You know, and that's just fun to watch from up here and in the stands. In the driver's seat, I think Skinner was making a point. He said, "You're not going to pull out here, Hornaday, and drive around me. You know, these guys, it's a short race tomorrow. If they can grab any advantage here today, not only with the setup of their truck, but statements that they can deliver to the other drivers, I think that's fairly important."
And I like that. I like the fact that they're out there running together. I don't think we see that too much. Back 10 years ago, you wouldn't even think about going on the racetrack without having another truck or a car to run with. There's several. And now these guys, a lot of times they go out there and they run by themselves. I love to see these guys running together.
And you know, the dominant truck over the basically the season, but definitely lately, has been that 33 of Ron Hornaday. We watched Skinner drive around Hornaday and drive away from Hornaday. That's making a huge statement, not only to Mike and his team, because they just haven't shown that kind of speed. But Ron's probably back there saying, darn, I'm going to have to work on this thing.
Now, on mile-and-a-half racetracks, we see trucks, when they run side by side, the truck on the inside loses the air off the spoiler, and up the racetrack it goes. We're going to see the same thing at a track like Michigan? Does it affect the same way?
Absolutely, but I think it's worse at the mile-and-a-half. So I think the center of the corner speed is greater because of the more bank, and the turn's sharper.
Yeah.
So therefore, it makes the effect worse. Here, they can survive, but you definitely don't want to get hung down on the bottom for a long period of time.
I'm like you. I think it's the radius of the turn that has maybe more to do with it than maybe the size of the racetrack.
Mike Skinner pulling off the racetrack already. Again, we think we'll see limited amounts of time on the racetrack because of the limited amount of tires.
Well, you know, Rick, when we start talking about that long list of drivers in this garage area who have not gotten their first win in this series yet, you got to put Colin Braun way at the top. Lots and lots of people think his first win is right around the corner, and many think it could be tomorrow. Why? Well, because Roush Fenway Racing is so good here at Michigan in every division, but especially here in the Camping World Truck Series. And the truck that Colin has with him today actually already has a win at California and a win here at Michigan. 4 wins total for chassis number 43, and they believe that tomorrow is the day that Colin gets his first win and takes Roush Fenway to the number 50 in career wins in the Camping World Trucks.
You know, Ray, Colin had a great third-place finish last week that matched his career best. The 2 weeks previous to that, he was leading both of those races at Lowe's Motor Speedway and at Dover. At Lowe's, he got taken out in an accident, and then he cut a tire down leading at Dover. So, I mean, his first victory could have already been here had it not been for a couple bad breaks.
Some say they don't want any luck at all. No bad, no good. Others need a little luck, and they'll rely on it. Get a little rest before having to make final adjustments to these trucks. We'll be right back with more track. Welcome back. Colin Braun on the racetrack in his Conway Freight Ford F-150.
One of the guys we think will have a chance to win this thing tomorrow, Rick. And if you want to know how competitive the Camping World Truck Series is, we think he can win tomorrow. We think he might even be a favorite to win. Currently 16th fastest out of the 30 trucks that's been on the track. So that means there's 15 trucks definitely faster than him right now, and we think he can pull this win off.
And Ron Hornaday's 20th. Another guy that we know is going to be battling for this win.
That's why you race them. You can't just give it to whoever's fastest, because there's a lot of strategy, a lot of pit road calls that are going to have to be made. And also, the drivers are going to have to make choices. Do I run high? Do I run low? What do I do when it comes down to time to try to win this race? Do I try to go around the outside, or do I pinch it down to the bottom?
Well, Rick, I just realized there's lots of differing strategies down here in the garage. Some guys on those Q runs, a few that aren't. Todd Bodine has not done a Q run, and the 6 truck of Colin Braun has not done a Q run. Mike Beam just told him on the radio, don't worry about qualifying. That's not what we came here for. We came here to win this race. Get this thing driving where you're really happy with it, rolling through the center of the corners as fast as you can. So they're not worried about qualifying. Colin Braun, Todd Bodine, two guys down here that are just worried about getting a good truck for the race.
Colin Braun is an excellent qualifier. Typically qualifies in the top 10. I will bet more than likely 80–90% of the time in all his Truck Series races he's been in the top 10 qualifying.
And you always have to look at that 6 truck or a Roush Fenway truck. When we come to Michigan, they just seem to really rise to the occasion when we're here in the backyard of their manufacturer. And another guy we've already talked about, a favorite or one of the favorites here at this racetrack, is Colin Braun. Right now he's standing by with Ray Dunlap.
And Rick, you guys were talking about Biffle. He won the first 2 races here at Michigan back in '99 and 2000. Then we've seen Travis Quapple and Eric Darnell on the list. Those are all winners for Roush Fenway. Are we going to add Colin Braun's name to that list tomorrow?
Man, I sure hope so. These number 6 Conway Freight Ford F-150 guys have been working really hard back at the shop. This is the truck we actually ran at Charlotte and got in that wreck with Kyle Busch. So those guys did a great job getting it fixed back up. Big thanks out to them for getting this truck ready to go for here. And so far, I think it's a pretty good truck. You know, who knows without really running around that many trucks, but we'll keep our fingers crossed.
When you look at Roush Fenway's record on 2 miles, Jack's got 6 wins on this kind, 4 at this track. Any extra pressure?
Well, I think there is. You know, having him in the backyard, obviously Ford Motor Company's from here. Our sponsor, Conway Freight, they're from here as well. And just the list that you just ran through of all the guys that have won here, I think puts a little extra pressure. You know, having Roush Yates built Ford engines is always a good thing in these trucks, and I hope we can put it together tomorrow.
Okay, we wish you good luck. Tomorrow is 35th start. Colin Braun, one of the guys you'll have to watch tomorrow right here at Michigan.